Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, we'll show you how cities are bracing for a lot of winter weather.
Coming up, snow overnight. What to expect as you head out the door.
And that snow continues to fall on Skywatch radar early this morning. We'll look at what you can expect even heading into the weekend. It's coming up.
From Camp KVU Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest, and thanks so much for waking up with us on this Friday morning. Snow on the ground, Kristen. You know, I want to start off with just a few alerts from school districts locally. Walla Walla School District is on a modified learning day because of the weather, as well as Yakima Area West Valley School District. They are closed and doing a remote learning day. But Kristen, you're tracking this all very closely.
Yes, so let's give you a live look outside right now. The snow even coming down for the Yakima Valley early this morning. So that live look currently right now, you can see some of those snow-covered roads. For you out the door, I think everybody's going to be dealing with some travel headaches as you get ready to hit the road this morning. And we still have some light snow that is showing up here on Skywatch radar, extending over into the Yakima Valley, Sunnyside, Tri-Cities even early this morning. So we'll continue to see this even as we head throughout that morning commute. Extra time certainly needed. Bitterly cold temperatures once again. Most locations right now are down into the teens. 19 currently in the Tri-Cities and 18 for Yakima. So there is your forecast for today. We will see some breaks here or there today, but we're still planning on a little bit of some light snow on and off. 21 degrees there lunchtime, 24 by later on this afternoon. Our second system is set to impact us as we head into the upcoming weekend. More details on how much we can pick up with that system as well. Your full forecast, it's on its way.
Thanks so much, Kristen. Well, we start first this morning with our Neil Fisher checking out those road conditions. Neil is in the Tri-Cities right now. Neil, how is it looking right now?
So, Monica, the side roads are pretty bad. Obviously, the plows can't get to those right now. They're focusing more on the state routes and on the interstates. As you can see here, I'm in Richland off of George Washington Way. As you go on to Interstate 182 and I-82, we've seen multiple snow plows coming through this area. But as you can see behind me, the car driving right now, the truck driving, is driving on these padded down snow roads. The snow continues to fall here in Richland. It is very chilly outside. And as you go into those intersections, you have to be careful because those are the places that law enforcement tell me are one of the most dangerous places on the roads right now. So be sure to slow down as you head out the door because this snow is all over our region. It's especially here in the Tri-Cities. We saw over in Pendleton that the Oregon State Department of Transportation is reporting that chains are required in Pendleton. So be aware of that before you head out the door. Back to you, Monica.
Thank you so much, Neil. We'll be checking in with Neil throughout the morning on those road conditions, and you can stay up to date on local weather and those closures at yaktrinews.com. Well, while searching for a stolen car, Kennewick police made a drug arrest last night. Kennewick officers were called out to the 1600 block of West 4th Avenue to investigate a report of a stolen car. They found it, and inside they found 23-year-old Yesenia Beretta, who already happened to have felony warrants out for her arrest. Police also say she had illegal drugs. Beretta was booked into the Benton County Jail. Also last night, KPD officers were called to Kent Street for a report of a hit-and-run crash. A teen had called 911 to report that his father's car had been stolen, but police say it turned out he was the suspect who allegedly took his dad's car while drinking and crashed it into two parked cars. During his arrest, his father, Cesar Ochoa, allegedly tried to remove something from the pocket of his handcuffed son. Police told him not to, but then they say Ochoa pushed one of their officers. As a result, he was also arrested for felony assault of a police officer. Of course, we're seeing wind and snow move in on top of the cold. So do these things now before you lose your heat in this week's winter storm. Wear layers and keep a hat handy or blankets. Use them around windows and doors. Plastic sheeting also helps with drafts. Keep your phone charged so you've got 100% if you can't plug in for a while. For alternate heating, ventilation is key. Generators go outside, away from air intakes. And remember your pets. Bring them inside and wrap them up so they're cozy and warm. City of Yakima crews have been out for the past several days preparing for the snow. Crews have been spreading a chemical de-icer on main roads and intersections, as well as areas known to be particularly slick.
If there's snow that's forecast or ice, freezing rain that's forecast, then we deploy our de-icers to go out there preemptively before the snow falls.
The goal is to keep the roads from getting icy to prevent accidents. Officials say once the city gets 3 inches, that's when they'll be sending out the snow plows. In Olympia, the snow came on quite quickly there as well. A light but steady snowfall has been adding up, turning the city into quite the spectacle. The freezing temperatures are keeping a lot of people indoors, but for those who are homeless, shelters are scrambling to temporarily expand capacity, at least as much as COVID-19 restrictions will allow.
People get really scared and they get really cold, and just knowing that there is a place that they can go if they need it really helps ease the mind.
Olympia and our region will be in for more in the coming days with more snow in the forecast. As the clock turns to 5:06, we're taking a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. But before we do, let's take a live look outside.
Now you can see those snow-covered roads right now. This is from Richland's Columbia Point. Snow continues to fall throughout the day today and more on the way for the weekend. I'll be taking a look at snow totals and how much we can expect throughout your weekend. That forecast is coming up.
Plus, we have an update on the deadly officer-involved shooting in Seattle that happened earlier this week. Welcome back at 5:09. Seattle police said that a person suspected of shooting 2 people Tuesday night in the city's Central District didn't know the victims. The Seattle Police Department says the department initially released information indicating a possible relationship between the victims and the suspect, but have since said it appears there's no connection between them. The suspect, who hasn't been identified yet, allegedly shot 2 people and was later killed by police after he fired at them. Assistant Police Chief Deanna Nolette says one of the people allegedly shot by the suspect died on the way to the hospital. The condition of the other victim hasn't been released. Investigators have released details about an officer-involved shooting in Clark County last week. According to police, they say the officer fired as he was grappling with a driver who refused orders to get out of his car and who instead put the vehicle in motion. The driver, 30-year-old Genoa Donald, was the second black man shot by Clark County Sheriff's deputies in a span of about 3 months. On an online fundraising page, a family representative wrote that his condition hasn't improved and that the family has made the difficult decision to put him on comfort care until he passes. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, we're getting a dramatic look at just how bad conditions can get as most of the country is facing a deep freeze. In Texas, investigators are still working through the wreckage of this massive crash just outside Dallas. At least 9 people are dead following the pileup. Around 100 vehicles were involved. First responders faced slippery conditions and also found ways to keep victims warm from temperatures in the mid-20s.
The buses from the fire department to actually put some of the victims of the crash who were not patients but could have become patients because of hypothermia into the bus so they got out of the cold environment.
The incident was one of several reported in the Dallas-Fort Worth and Austin areas during dicey weather there that included freezing rain and accumulating ice.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
And of course, back here locally, bitterly cold temperatures. The snow continues to come down out the door this morning. Live look right now downtown Yakima. Majority of our area will be dealing with some snow-covered roads as you get ready to hit the road this morning. So lots of extra time certainly needed very early this morning. Sunrise set for about 7:05. So we're expecting, especially for that morning commute, for it to be very dicey, icy roads, extra time needed there. We will have a little bit of a break from the snow, I think, for a couple of hours later on this evening. That could help conditions, especially as you're driving home from work, but still use a lot of caution just as you're out and about throughout the day today. And even throughout the weekend, we're going to have continuing to have additional snowfall as well. So there's some of the light snow that we're still seeing on Skywatch radar this morning. Closer look here around the Tri-Cities. It continues to come down. Very, very small flakes because it is certainly bitterly cold outside. This will continue to add up, though, very quickly. We could expect maybe a couple of more inches out there for today, but starting to see some improvement along 82 here. Maybe a few snow flurries left over from Toppenish, Wapato over into the Yakima area. And then as we head on further to our south, there is also a little bit of a break for Pendleton, Stanfield, and to Hermiston. They certainly need it after 2 to 3 inches fell overnight last night, leading to some very icy conditions and slick conditions there as well. Now, this is a combination. Again, we're going to have our second system moving in later tonight into Saturday. So winter weather advisory. This is in place for the Columbia Basin into the Yakima Valley, although it is set to start at 4 o'clock today and go through 4 p.m. on Saturday. Just keep in mind the majority of these alerts will take you all the way through our day on Saturday. So even that winter storm warning has been extended until 4 p.m. on Saturday now for Walla Walla down into Pendleton, and even for the eastern slopes also under that winter storm warning. So there's that low pressure system bringing system number 1 through. We'll have our second system set to move through here later tonight, and then as we head into our day on Saturday, although there's not going to be a whole lot of gap or time between both of these systems. So we'll see here with Futurecast, I think we'll have a little bit more snow starting to fill in once again by lunchtime through about the early afternoon hours. A little bit more of a break as you're heading home from work, but starting to move back in. There's a look at 9 p.m. Yakima, Toppenish, some more snow really coming down overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. So we'll see the majority of the snow for Saturday falling Friday night into early Saturday morning. But notice by 10 o'clock, even by noon, we're going to slowly start to see some of those improvements by Saturday afternoon. Might have a few snow flurries, snow showers left over, but the majority of the heavier snowfall will be over by Saturday afternoon. First half of the day on Sunday will be dry, and then late in the day Sunday will be system number 3, and that's going to bring more accumulating snowfall Sunday night, and then as we head into the day on Monday for President's Day as well. So again, that's our next system set to move in. I'm pausing it here for Futurecast with snowfall amounts. This will take us through later on this afternoon. Most locations picking up an additional maybe 1 to 2 inches across our area. Very, very light. But again, still creating some slick conditions. These are snowfall totals, including today and through our day on Saturday. So I think on Saturday 2 to 4 inches, and then add on top of that the additional 1 to 2. You could see anywhere between 4 to 8 inches for Walla Walla down into Pendleton, 2 to 5 inches for portions of the Tri-Cities, and also over into the Yakima Valley. So we're expecting a lot more snow as we head throughout your weekend. Here are your temperatures: cold into the teens. We have a little bit of some wind out there, so this is knocking our wind chill value down into the single digits, even up towards Moses Lake though. -10, that's what it feels like as you step outside. 13 right now in the Tri-Cities and 12 in Pendleton. So there's your forecast for this afternoon. 23 for Yakima, 21 in Ellensburg, up to 24 today in the Tri-Cities with 23 Prosser, and 19 only in Pendleton, 22 in Walla Walla. So we're expecting some pretty heavy snow overnight tonight. Still very cold, teens and low 20s. There's that 7-day forecast. Another round Sunday into Monday, and then we'll finally start to dry things out. 40 for both Tuesday and Wednesday with some sunshine. And then that 7-day forecast for Yakima, an additional snow amount there on Saturday. And then that's third system Sunday into Monday.
Thank you, Kristen. 5:20. We're going to take a quick break here in Good Morning Northwest. But remember, we want to see your snow pictures. There's a tab right at the top of our website to make it easy for you. And you might even see those pictures right here on Good Morning Northwest or KFKV Local News tonight. So send them in. Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The Biden administration is looking into former President Trump's efforts to ban TikTok. The current White House has asked a federal judge to pause the case because they want to review it. They say they are evaluating if TikTok is connected to any potential threats to U.S. data. Last year, Trump attempted to ban the social media app, citing national security concerns. Multiple courts ruled against his restrictions. Trump's Justice Department then filed an appeal. The Biden administration wants to put that legal process on hold, though. After hosting more than a dozen drive-through markets since the pandemic started, CG Public House has planned a romantic drive-through for the big holiday this weekend. 12 vendors will line the exterior of CG Public House in Kennewick for the drive-through Valentine's Day market on Saturday, serving a variety of items, including candles, clothing, chocolate-covered strawberries, and more. Owners say the markets have helped plenty of businesses this year.
They've been great. They have generated business for all sorts of small businesses. They've been great business for us, and they've been able to keep ourselves and other businesses alive during this horrible pandemic.
The drive-through starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning and lasts through 2. Visitors will stay in their cars as they drive on through. We have all the vendors and details on our website, yaktrynews.com. This brings us to this morning's poll question. How important is Valentine's Day to you? We're taking a scale poll this morning, so head on over to yaktrynews.com/vote. Let us know what you think, and we'll have those results at the end of the show.
Well, it's going to be a very snowy Valentine's Day weekend. Let's get you to that close-to-home forecast for today and what you can expect. More snow out there, of course. Snow-covered roads, so extra time needed. The light snow will continue on and off, and just very cold this afternoon as well. Not much of a warm-up. 24 for Richland into Pasco, 23 today for Benton City, even Basin City today, jumping up to about 24. That winter storm warning continues there along the foothills of the Blues. Only a high of 19 today for Pendleton. Pilot Rock at 17, Touchy jumping up to about 23 this afternoon. Light on and off snow showers still possible from Zilla, Granger into Sunnyside. 23 for that high today, 20 degrees in Natchez, Sela today at 22. And we're still looking at some on and off snow showers there today for Cle Elum at 18, Ellensburg 21, and Vantage up to 23.
Well, ahead of Valentine's Day, let's take a pause for some puppy love. These dogs just got married in a ceremony at Greenville County Animal Care Thursday. Oh, wow. I love their outfits. Their names are Sassy and Sparrow.
Ooh, Sassy.
They spent the event soaking up attention and munching doggy cake. The pups are heartworm survivors, and their marriage raised money for the Have a Heartworm Fund. Paula Church is with the shelter.
But the really big announcement that we made for this event is from here on out, we're going to be covering the cost of that heartworm treatment so that we can remove that barrier for adopters.
And as a kind of wedding gift, the shelter has been waiving adoption fees all week.
So many good things about this story. I mean, besides the cute puppies.
The
of course,
outfits are a plus, too.
They are. Oh my gosh, that wedding veil on the probably Sassy, I would imagine.
Too cute.
Adorable.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we'll show you how cities are bracing for a lot of winter weather that could make the roads a nightmare headed into the holiday weekend. Plus, why our region is the only one now banned from moving forward in the reopening process, and the help Governor Inslee is now offering to small businesses approaching 1 year of shutdowns. Good Morning Northwest continues right now.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for waking up with us on this snowy Friday morning. I'm Monica Petrozelli, and a whole lot of school districts are updating us. Notably, the Kennewick School District is 2 hours late. No AM preschool this morning. We also have Findlay, Dixie College Place School Districts, Prescott, Touchy, Walla Walla, East Valley, and a few more that we've already told you about. They're also scrolling across the top of our screen, and they're at yaktrynews.com, so you could check that out there. But Kristen, you're tracking where that snow is heading?
Yes, you know, this is our first round, and we're continuing to see more of those snow showers on Skywatch radar this morning, certainly making for some icy conditions. So out the door this morning, there's a look at some of our roads from Richland's Columbia Point. We were just measuring out here at the station, 2 inches so far already on the ground, and we're expecting more of that for today. As we get you over to Skywatch radar, again coming down across portions of our area. So Yakima, Sunnyside, a little light snow. Similar story there in portions of the Tri-Cities, that the wind is continuing to pick up as well. So even though our temperatures right now, these are actual numbers, 19 Tri-Cities, 18 in Yakima. Once you factor in some of those winds, single-digit wind chills below zero, even in some spots, especially as you head up towards Connell and Moses Lake this morning. But there's your Friday forecast. Still looking at some on and off snow showers throughout the day today with that high temperature of 24 degrees. So again, this is round one. 2 more systems to get through as we head into the upcoming weekend. More details in that full forecast. It's coming up.
Thank you so much, Kristen. And we're heading now to our reporter, Neil Fisher, who is out in the snow this morning checking out the road conditions. Neil, how is it looking right about now?
Good morning, Monica. It is, like Kristen said, it's cold. It is very cold. The wind makes it even colder, but it continues to snow. We're now in Kennewick. We were in Richland before. Snow continues to fall throughout the Tri-Cities. And what we've seen as we drove along State Route 240 is that crews continue to work to treat these roads, and they're doing a really good job. Salt trucks and plows are out here doing a fantastic job clearing this highway. But the main thing is that once you get off the highway or get on the highway, that's where the snowpacking is worse. That's where it continues to be bad as you get off of the interstate, get off of State Route 240, and that's when you can see some sliding. And we've seen some traction tires going through the intersection, and it continues to be packed. So as you head out the door, these side streets continue to be packed with snow from overnight this morning, and as you get onto the highway, it continues to get a little bit better as the hours go on. Back to you, Monica.
Thank you. We'll be checking in with Neil throughout the morning on those road conditions, so stick with us. And you can stay up to date on local weather and closures at yaktrinews.com. Well, it's the update we've all been waiting for. 2 weeks ago, Governor Inslee announced each region of Washington state would have to meet 3 metrics out of 4, such as fewer positive tests and more hospital space, in order to be allowed to move forward in the reopening process. This is what he had to say.
The only region that has not been able to move forward is the South Central region. That's Ellensburg, Yakima, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla area. The South Central region currently meets 2 of those 4. We just need to get them over 1 more so that they can join the other 92% of the state. We look forward to that.
We asked if the state has any plans to offer more help to our region to try and get the virus spread under control. Here's what Inslee had to say in response.
The destiny of this region is in the citizens' hands. And they know that the good news is we know these things work. If more people will wear masks snugly that fit, the more people that don't go to parties unmasked for hours at a time, the more businesses that follow these hygiene protocols, and we've had great compliance with that so far, the sooner they will get to where the 92% of the state is, and we need them to do that.
And in Yakima, Governor Inslee's announcement took county officials by surprise.
If we're not meeting these expectations as far as his view, then at the very minimum, we should be the ones receiving the most vaccines.
McKinney says she expected Yakima County to move on with the others because its numbers are doing better. She says hospitalizations at Yakima Valley Memorial Hospital have gone down by more than 40%, and the county's case counts are going down as well. McKinney says she reached out to local and state health officials. We're also hearing the Tri-Cities Regional Chamber's response to Governor Inslee's decision. They say small businesses in our area have been working hard to follow guidelines in order to safely reopen.
We are really disappointed, and that is the understatement of the century. What these businesses really want, more than grants and more than PPP and EIDL loans, is they want to open. They just want to open, even if it's at a limited capacity. They just want to open those doors so that they can get something flowing.
Swanberg says locally owned businesses, especially those in the entertainment industry, such as venues, will continue to suffer if the state doesn't allocate extra funding for them. The chamber does have some resources for struggling businesses. Just give them a call. The mayor of Richland is also weighing in. He thinks the region should have been given the nod already.
A lot of the indoor dining establishments that aren't able to meet some of the new regulations that the governor's put out are still closed. You're seeing more and more small businesses close every day. I think we're very, very close to what the other counties and other regions are, and it's very disappointing.
Mayor Ryan Luxon sits on the Municipal Advisory Committee. The federal government is still working on President Biden's coronavirus relief plan. Democrats hold the majority in the House and the Senate, so they're working on pushing through the president's nearly $2 trillion plan with or without Republican support. Democrats say they're working to get a bill to President Biden's desk before expanded unemployment benefits run out in mid-March. And we're expecting to find out what the CDC recommends when it comes to reopening schools. The White House press secretary says reopening schools is a top goal.
And we are going to listen to science and medical experts. The CDC guidelines, we expect them to come out tomorrow. And we are eager to hear more about the clear science-based guidelines for opening schools and how we can do that safely and how we can keep them open. The president will not rest until every school is open 5 days a week.
The CDC's guidance on reopening schools is expected to outline certain key strategies like hand washing, masking, social distancing, cleaning and ventilation, as well as contact tracing, isolation and quarantine. Our local representatives in D.C. say they're fighting to reopen schools as well. They sent President Biden a letter saying, quote, if you continue to ignore the data and allow special interest groups to hold your administration hostage, you'll be directly responsible for exacerbating the mental health crisis many children in this country are experiencing, end quote. Dan Newhouse and Kathy McMorris Rogers argue children are being denied the support they need to succeed. At 6:06, let's take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. But first, let's take a live look outside on this snowy Friday morning.
Yeah, a lot of snow-covered roads, even over into the Yakima Valley early this morning. A lot more snow to get through as we head into the weekend. I'll have the latest in that snow report. It's all coming up.
And conditions are going to be changing all weekend long, and we're going to be right there with you. If you haven't already, go and download our Cap KVUE News app. It's the fastest way to get news on your schedule, and you can even sign up to have breaking news alerts sent right to your phone when we get a big story that impacts you. It's all free. Just go to the App Store or Google Play and search Cap KVUE. A fourth Washington state resident has been charged in connection with the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Taylor James John Atticus of Kingston turned himself into the FBI yesterday after a grand jury in D.C. returned an 8-count indictment against him. He's accused of obstructing an official proceeding, assaulting federal officers, and other crimes. He made an initial appearance in U.S. District Court in Tacoma, and a judge ordered him to be released pending further hearings. His attorney says he's not a member of any white supremacist or hate group. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell made history after becoming the first woman to chair the Commerce Committee.
Madam Chair, I hereby pass the gavel to you with my best wishes and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Roger.
In taking over the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science and Transportation, Senator Cantwell follows in the footsteps of longtime Washington Senator Warren Magnuson. She says she, as Magnuson, saw the Civil Rights Act through a divided Congress. This committee, also facing a divide, can work together.
To my fellow colleagues, all of you, but particularly the women, I hope that we can do a better job on strategies to help women in the workforce, particularly in the STEM fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. I may be the first woman in this committee, but I can tell you this, I don't plan on being the last one.
Congressman Newhouse is ordering a round of relief for craft breweries and wineries. He helped introduce a bill yesterday, the Fairness for Craft Beverage Producers Act. It would let smaller drink makers get a larger loan in the second round of the Paycheck Protection Program. A bigger, better pour, if you will. Newhouse says these small businesses depend on sales inside tasting rooms and tap rooms. The Senate Transportation Committee unanimously approved Senate Bill 5000 yesterday, which would establish an 8-year statewide pilot project for the reduction of sales taxes on purchases of fuel cell electric vehicles. The proposal also includes a committee amendment that would direct the Washington State Department of Transportation to study using hydro fuel cell technology for state-owned vehicles. The bill was passed earlier by the Senate Environment, Energy, and Technology Committee on January 21st. It now goes to the Senate Ways and Means Committee for more consideration.
Now, Cap KVUE First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
And just waking up on this Friday morning, we have a couple of inches of snow that fell around the Columbia Basin. Slightly higher amounts around Pendleton this morning, closer to about 3 inches early this morning as well. So roads are slick. We have more snow that is out there on Skywatch radar. Light to moderate snow at times. Very, very fine snow showers with some very cold temperatures. So again, this will continue to add up maybe a couple of more inches throughout the day today before the day is over. But we have some light snow from Richland into Kennewick along 82 here. here. This is starting to fill back in again as well from Sunnyside, Wapato over into Yakima this morning. And then as we head further to our south, we have a little bit of some light snow around the Pendleton area this morning into Stanfield, but a little bit of a break from Walla Walla and down into Milton Freewater. We will continue to see these snow showers on and off. Now, they have extended that winter storm warning for the foothills from Walla Walla into Pendleton. Hermiston is now under that winter storm warning. That goes until 4 p.m. on Saturday. So this is in combination with that second snowstorm that is expected to move through here later tonight into Saturday. And there's also a winter weather advisory for portions of the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities, and into the Yakima Valley for that same time frame through 4 p.m. on Saturday. So as we give you a look here around the Pacific Northwest, that snowstorm continues to make its way through. Our second round is expected to move in here later tonight. So I want to time everything out for you here with Futurecast. Notice on and off throughout the day. There's a look at lunchtime. This will start to fill back in just a little bit more. We'll continue to have some of this light snow through early afternoon. Now, there is a little bit of a break that is expected just after about 4 o'clock this afternoon. That will continue until about 8, and then you'll see here by 9 o'clock, more snow starting to move in from the south and southwest. Really looking at some heavy snowfall overnight tonight into Saturday morning. I think this is really when the bulk of the snow is expected with this second storm. We'll continue to have some of those snow showers around through lunchtime, and then notice a break is expected before that third storm is expected to move back in. So we could even see a little bit of some sun that is going to try to peek out here Saturday afternoon, and then into Sunday. First part of the day Sunday, as a matter of fact, probably until the sun sets, will stay dry. Our next round, our third round, is expected to move in here Sunday night and into Monday. That'll create, if you are heading to work on President's Day, some more travel headaches around the area. But I want to get you to snowfall and what we're expecting. I think this first round, again, maybe a couple of more inches expected with this. This will take us through Friday. This afternoon at 5 o'clock, 1, maybe 2 inches in some locations, especially there along the foothills. And then we're going to add on to this. So this is snowfall totals that will include what we can expect today all the way through our day on Saturday. Anywhere in the Tri-Cities and the Columbia Basin here, 2 to 5 inches expected total, maybe locally 6. And then here along the foothills of the Blues, 5 to 9 inches total. Again, today, all the way through our day on Saturday. And then for the Yakima and the Kittitas Valley, 2 to 4 inches expected for you. Now let's get you to temperatures. We're looking at numbers into the teens early this morning. We have some very, the winds are picking up just a bit, up to 15 in the Tri-Cities. So with those winds, we're looking at our feels like temperature early this morning down to 12 Tri-Cities and then 4 below 0 for Connell. So certainly cold. So highs out there for this afternoon, 24 in Toppenish with 23 degrees this afternoon in Yakima. Low 20s from Connell, Tri-Cities into Hermiston. And then for Pendleton, only at 19, at 22 today for Walla Walla. Overnight tonight, scattered snow showers, still very cold, lows down into the teens and low 20s. So there's that 7-day. More snow on Saturday. We'll get a brief break at least on Sunday, and then we could see another round moving in here Sunday into Monday of next week. Still additional accumulating snowfall with that. A break Tuesday and Wednesday with some sunshine, and then a similar story here for Yakima, picking up an additional 2 to 4 inches there on Saturday. Sunday into Monday, another round of snow. We'll be right back with much more after the break.
Let's go now to our Neil Fisher this morning. He's out there checking on road conditions. Neil, how's it looking out there right now?
Good morning, Monica. It was pretty bad this morning throughout the Tri-Cities. As it gets later into this morning, crews continue to work to prepare these roads for the morning commute. On the service roads, on the back roads, it is pretty bad. Snow-packed roads, cars continuing to travel throughout the morning, making it worse throughout the morning. But on these highways, on State Route 240, on the interstate, the plows and salt trucks are getting to that area and cleaning it up quite nicely. Cars continue to drive near or around the speed limit, so they're doing a really good job. As you can see probably behind me, there is a snowplow working to clear a parking lot, but that continues to be the case. But as you're driving this morning, be sure to be cautious as you're driving towards intersections. Law enforcement telling me that those are the most dangerous places they see because cars will slide on this snow. We haven't seen much ice, but this snow packed down makes it very, very difficult to stop before you hit on your brakes, and once you do, you could start sliding. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout the morning on what's happening in these roads as we go on. Back to you, Monica.
Thank you, Neil. We'll be checking in with him throughout the morning on those road conditions. Again, I-184 at last checked. Chains are still required in the Pendleton area. You can stay up to date on this weather and these closures at yaktrynews.com. Of snow out there this morning. We're tracking the latest road conditions. Our Neil Fisher is in the Tri-Cities live. Neil, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Monica. We're in Kennewick now off of Canal, overlooking State Route 240 and the Blue Bridge, where there's already been 4 crashes today. The Washington State Patrol telling us that at the moment, everything is flowing fine, but the first crash occurred around 3:30. We saw that snow come in overnight. We had around 2 inches in Kennewick right around 8 o'clock this morning, and now we're getting snow continuously. Drivers are still driving along these roads, a lot of people out. The snow is getting packed down on these side streets like Canal, Edison, Clearwater. So you have to be careful when you're driving on those roads, especially. Back to you, Monica.
Thank you, Neil. A reminder for I-84 drivers in Pendleton, chains are still required. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
Yes, and even heading over to the Yakima Valley, you can see some of those side streets there in Yakima, snow covered as well, picking up a couple of inches overnight, making for some slick conditions. So Skywatch radar, we continue to have some of the light snow moving in from the west. We'll see a little bit of a break today, but really not until later on this afternoon. So here is Futurecast lunchtime today as that snow continues to come down. This is that brief break I've been mentioning, 4 to about 8 o'clock this evening, and then our second round of some snowfall, the second winter storm moving in overnight. Tomorrow morning, light to moderate snow at times, and then we'll see a slow improvement as we take you throughout your Saturday afternoon, maybe even a little bit of some sun moving in. Our third system Sunday night into Monday. So snowfall totals with this system 3 to 5 for the Tri-Cities, higher amounts into the foothills of 5 to 9 today and tomorrow.
Thanks, Kristen. That's a live look at local news and weather.